Hello my crafty friends, this is Michelle with the Southern Shell, and I am here with another Talk It Out Tuesday, and we are still in James 1. Now with James, the letters he's writing are just filled with analogies that actually can touch and people can understand, and I just think it's good to kind of touch base on them. So one of the things that stood out again was, you can see my flowers over here. So it says, believers who are poor have something to boast about, for God has honored them. And those who are rich should boast that God has humbled them. They will fade away like a flower in the field. The hot sun rises and the grass withers. The little flowers droop and falls, and the beauty fades away. In the same way, the rich will fade away with all of their achievements. Now, this is life. The stuff that we're doing here on the earth and the things we're doing in our life today is not going to be our everything. We will be held accountable. We will stand before the Lord, and the things that we're doing here on earth will fade away. Now, I'm not saying that what we've done and if we've touched other people, that is not a good accomplishment. That is a wonderful accomplishment. What I am saying is that when we do things here on earth, this is not what we're living for. We are living for our second life. And so I'm going to put together some flowers, and I've got some different colors of leaves and branches because I'm going to do some that are nice and bright and green, and then I'm going to do some that are withering away. And so I have these flowers here, and these are going to be our nice bright ones. I have some flower petals here that I spritzed with some water, and I've just got them twisted up in a paper towel. And then I'm going to open those and I'm going to dry those a little bit better. But let's get to building on our flowers in the field. And I thought about, because these are letters that he is writing, I have the envelope here that I thought about going ahead and building up on. The die has the score marks, so you can actually just bring it on in and everything will be ready there to actually be put together. My art glitter glue. I'm going to just put some on this bottom edge here so that when it folds up, it'll grab just a little bit. I'll lay that on there. A little cockeyed, little cattywampus. And this can go right on in there like that. We can have it out just a little bit more if I wanted to. It does have a little score line there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this flat on the back, and I'm going to leave that upper edge. There we go. All right, let's start building some pretties. So I have the greenery done. I'm leaving the browns and the yellows away for just a moment. I used 3 different shades of green because, they're not all the same out there. When you're out in the fields or out and looking at the flowers, they're all different, especially if I have different colors of flowers. So let's go ahead and just get some of these greeneries plugged in and glued down. Just a little random. add some of the little individual leaves. Okay guys, so for our withered flowers, you see they are definitely different. Of course, the same papers, same cardstock. I used these Mr. Huey's in Shell and Classic Tan, and I put them in my little shoebox. I spritzed them down real well, and then I used my heat tool to get them dry. So now they definitely look like little withered flowers. So let's get some withered ones onto our little area here. So we're just going to, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of these out first. Kind of lay them out so I can see them. And then I'm going to do some dots of glue. And I'm just going to pick them up and put them on little dots of glue. And then that way I've got them just done in random areas. So let's get this done here. I went ahead and curled up some of the darker twigs here, and I'm going to just take some of the green ones and I'm going to layer a few of these so that we have some different colors on there, and it's just going to be offset just a little bit. Just glue them right there, right at those leaves. Lay it on top, and then I'm going to just add some of that glue to the bottom, and it's going to get slid right on in there. And I think I'm going to come in, and on some of these I'm just going to trim off so we have some littler ones. The last thing I'm going to do before I put my scripture on is I have my nouveau drops and some of the, in like an orange, a blue, pink, and purple, the color schemes that I've had on here. And I'm going to fill in some of my areas down here and some of the centers of my flowers, and giving it just a little bit more of that special something. So some of these have those centers that are open, and I'm just going to go in and put some nouveau in there. Now, when I was putting the withered flowers on here and the leaves, I have it where I've sped it up for you guys, but I do a lot of thinking about the scripture and what it means to me. And we can thank the Lord that we're humble, and I'm grateful that we have enough to get by. We're not wealthy by any means, but we also can be very humble, and the Lord has provided everything that we need. And what does the scripture mean about everything here is going to wither away, like the flowers? And so for me, thinking about it, it can be what is important that we are doing here? What is the important things that we are accomplishing? Is the type of house that I've had here, the type of vehicles that we drive, the type of craft room I have. I don't show my craft room, not because I'm very lucky I have a craft room. It's not just an area, but I tend to overflow into other areas, especially if I have my grandson. It can be very trying sometimes. I get excited if I get new things. I get excited, like it was some years ago, my parents were moving and downsizing, and so they were selling all of their living room furniture that was, back in those days, it was the furniture that was in the room that nobody could go in. So it was definitely in really good shape. And, we got to, my parents didn't give it to us. We did pay for it. Now, we paid for it, but they gave us an awesome deal for what we got. And, I was very excited, and I had shared with a family from church that we had just started getting to know, and I was very happy that we were able to get what we got, and I just felt tickled. I did not think I was boasting and being prideful, but apparently they felt I was. I was like, I can't believe that we were able to get this, and I feel so blessed, and da 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 da, and I had them over for dinner, and we had been over to each other's houses for dinner, and we had met them in supper club at church, and she told me that she was happy that we got the stuff, but she felt like we were being very prideful and boastful about what we got. Oh my goodness, I felt like I had been knocked down. And then I really had to think about what I was doing, what I was saying. I asked another one of my friends, and I said, I don't know how to react. And she told me, she's was a Christian, and she said, she didn't think I was being boastful. She didn't think I was being prideful. She said anytime that I was blessed with something, she was blessed with it too, because she was my friend, and our families were friends, and we did things together. That made me feel better, but it didn't solve the situation with the new friends that we had. And, they never came around again. And that just really hurt. So I am very cautious now. I mean, it wasn't like it was brand new furniture. It was from my parents. And I'm very careful now. Because people do tend to think you're being prideful, or think you're being nanny, look what I have. I don't know how to put that. And as an adult, I don't ever want somebody to think that of me. I just don't. I want to be able to share what I have. It may not be much, but I want to be able to share it, and share the love of the stuff I do, and just be grateful that I have friends that are willing to step up and enjoy it with me. And that is what I want. But I guess maybe they were going through something that I didn't know about, and so me even just sharing what we got just really was like a smack in the face to them, and I didn't know. And So, you know, for me, when it talks about the flowers withering and going away, okay, so pulled out a green. When, you know, it's saying, you know, that, you know, being humble because how the wealthy, you know, the things of this time is going to wither like the flowers and dry under the sun, get hot and wither away. And that's what it reminded me of. The items that we have, the blessings that we have accumulated during this time, we are to be humble. And maybe I wasn't humble. And the things that we got were, you know, are no longer in my house. They they didn't wither and go away. Some of them did. Some of them, you know, with children and pets, you know, it was several years ago. So some of it did go away. Some of it we did get rid of over time, and there was reasons behind that. And not necessarily that we needed to sell it, but there was just some emotional stuff behind that. And, you know, part of my PTSD is from growing up with my family. And so I guess having that stuff there or in my house was really a trigger I didn't know about. And so I had to get rid of some things. And that's okay. Because this is, you know, if we think about it, is the stuff of the earth is not going to follow us into the realm that the Lord is creating for us. Well, I'm going to let this dry, guys, and then I will put the scripture on top of there, and then we'll close this up. So, guys, that's another, excuse me, Talk It Out Tuesday. I'm going on over James 1, 9 through 11, and how, you know, the things of the earth are like the flowers in the field, where they're out there in the field, and they're beautiful and they're bright, and then the sun comes up, but they wither away. And that's what we have. Well, we have our bright flowers withering away in the field. And this was a letter, so I put the little envelope in here with the flowers coming out. And that's just what this was about this week. So I told a little story, and guys, if you think about it, what do you feel is important and what is not important for you to do? What do you feel is going to make a difference for you? If you've not subscribed to my channel, I hope you will consider doing so by hitting that subscribe button. If you want to know when I'm uploading a new video, you hit that bell notification, and YouTube should let you know when I'm uploading a new video. As always, guys, stay safe, God bless, and bye for now.